Okay. People are just. You gamers are becoming dumber and dumber and dumber by every moment. And no, I'm not going to scream boycott because you're all too stupid to understand that, and you won't do it. Of course you won't. And, okay. Now, if you don't know what's going on in the world of gaming, Warner Brothers, being a gaming developing company, again, even though most of you are like, this is the first time they became a video game developing company. No, they've done this before. They became a developer game company. But anyways, Warner Brothers is butt fucking people, and people are taking this excuse by coming up with the ravenous, dumbass excuse of saying, but it takes millions of dollars to make these video games. Shut the fuck up. Because Warner Brothers doesn't need to overprice their season pass at all. They need to at least cut it by $30. Really need to cut it by $30. Or at least somewhere in the line of $20. Just make it at least a $20 season pass. But Warner Brothers ain't gonna do that. I know it's probably less or more, but right now I'm not doing math, so fuck you. And of course, a Mortal Kombat 10, they've got this easy fatality crap, which makes no sense because they have this thing called faction kills, which are extremely easy to perform. And yeah, people are defending something that shouldn't even be there or shouldn't even have no excuse. I mean, this isn't even paid to win. This is just you showing off at the end after you beat your opponent by performing a fatality. What the fuck ever. And of course, we got WB saying that, or their developers, not Rocksteady, on Batman Arkham Origin, who a long time ago said that they were more dependent on bringing out more DLC for Arkham Origin than fixing bugs. Okay, that's a huge ass fuck you. Lots of shit right now just doesn't make any fucking sense. See, here's the thing about Warner Brothers history. A, they've been in the gaming developing before and were forced to leave it because of the clusterfuck that they turned it into, which was the Great North American Video Game Crash in 1983. Or at least they had a helpful hand in that. I know everyone wants to blame Atari, but here's the thing. Atari was created by Warner Brothers and Gabe Newell or whatever his name is. But anyways, Atari was created. Gabe Newell went to no, I mean Bush Noel. Sorry, I been saying the wrong name, but Bush Noel went to Warner Brothers to fund his console, and Warner Brothers said, "We'll fund it if you allow us partnership in it." Big fucking mistake there. I mean, yeah, the Atari 2600 became the highest selling console of all time back in those days. But then, they were working on other consoles and 5700 and the 5200, and they decided to go with the 5200. And by the way, Atari would have had the first wireless controllers. Never happened. Instead, Warner Brothers decided to be much more cheaper and produce a much more cheaper console with controllers that constantly broke. Had a 95% uh, rate of breaking all the time. Basically, 95% of the controllers you bought for the Atari 5200 mostly broke. And of course, the system was so overly cheap, and of course, it was extremely bulky. And of course, they put this extra case in there, which nothing fit into that extra case. But the 5600 was a complete and utter disaster. Warner Brothers, after that, sold the company to anybody who would buy it. And by anybody, I mean they just sold it off to some guy who basically took Atari down the road that it went. And of course, he ended up selling it, and after a while, Atari was a shell of its former selves. Thanks, Warner Brothers, because that's Warner Brothers' loyalty to you. If you fail us completely by, our mistakes, we're going to sell your entire company to somebody else. And then blame them for and then blame you for it instead. What a good idea. And it worked too, because gamers today still believe that Bushnell is the one responsible. Okay, he was partly responsible, but they all keep blaming Atari, even though it was mostly Warner Brothers who was responsible for Atari's collapse and the great video game crash in 1983. Well, the North American one, which affected both the United States and Canada. I mean, thousands of video game developers lost their jobs because of that. And then years later, WB buys Midway and ends up owning the entire, Mortal Kombat franchise and a whole bunch of others. And then they're going, oh, we're going back into the video game developing company. And nobody even remembers us after that whole video game crash, so we're going to make shit tons of money off of this. And of course, Warner Brothers embraced the season pass, broken games, not giving a rat's ass about fixing problems and all this other shit. Just like what happened with the Atari 5200. It's exactly like the Atari 5200. Not giving a shit, letting out broken pieces of crap, just allowing anything and everything to go through. Who gives a flying fuck? But none of your dumbasses wants to remember that. All you want to remember Warner Brothers for was those great Arkham games by Rocksteady, which is not even owned by Warner Brothers. Huh. But here's the thing. I mean, you morons are out trying to say, oh, but Warner Bros. Will go away, and Mortal Kombat and the Arkham games will go away. Well, the Arkham games are going to go away no matter what, because Rocksteady's getting tired of making them, and they say this is going to be the last of the Arkham games. So, yeah, that's going to go away, so deal with that. And Mortal Kombat, well, that was a clusterfuck after Mortal Kombat, well, 3. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was good, but then 4 came out, which was just basically the same story. And then the fucking Deadly Alliance Deception and Armageddon came out. And let's just say this. There was nobody good in Mortal Kombat to root for. At all. There was just not one good person. And Ed Boon replaced all the decent characters. Jackie Chan, Jet Li, or Jackie Chan, yeah. I mean, sorry about that. That was a clusterfuck of mine. But, he replaced Johnny Cage, Chung Lao, Sonya Blade, every single character except for Scorpions, Reptile, and all of them. But he replaced all these characters with complete failures. Absolute failures. And let's just say there was this one guy called Cobra who was supposed to be the replacement of Johnny Cage, and Kara, I believe her name, was the replacement of Sonya Blade. Their love interest was basically them trying to stab each other in the back, while at the same time trying to stab each other in the fucking back. And of course, Liu Kang's replacement, who I don't know who he is, but Liu Kang's replacement, oh fuck. He was replaced with a complete idiot. And of course, by the time the series was done, Armageddon came out, where all the past characters were suddenly all magically resurrected for, I don't know, no reason whatsoever. And that was how it ended. Just some guy that nobody could give two flying rats fucking asses about. But Mortal Kombat in a nutshell was that after Mortal Kombat 4, after Mortal Kombat 3, the entire series went straight downhill, and all likable characters and any actual character you could actually cheer for was replaced with complete asshole, dumbasses, motherfucking pieces of shit that you wouldn't give two flying fucks about. I'm not kidding. I'm dead fucking serious. The characters that replaced all the other main characters after 4 were either deprived as fucking hell, or either completely stupid, deprived as fucking hell, completely fucking evil for no reason. Oh, and by the way, after Deception, the Earth Realm was completely destroyed anyway, so it didn't really matter. In Armageddon, Earthrealm was suddenly just magically brought back for fuck you reasons. Just, the good old fuck you reasons we don't have to explain this shit. I mean, they kept Liu Kang as a zombie, but that's about it. I mean, they didn't even explain why Johnny Cage was suddenly back alive and Sonya Blade was back alive and nothing. Just fuck you reasons. But back to Warner Brothers and the rant of why I hated the last three Mortal Kombat games. But anyways, I'm glad they rebooted that series. They had to reboot it because apparently the original ending was going to be, uh, well, just play Mortal Kombat X and then do the whole little combat tower with Shang Lu, the main villain, and you get pretty much what the original ending to the Mortal Kombat Annihilation was probably going to be. But why do I believe that WB is overpricing everybody? Well, and they don't even have to. This is unnecessary bullshit. Because here's the thing about WB that everybody has forgotten. WB is a multi-billion-dollar fucking company, you dumbasses. They have billions of dollars being blind in their pockets just by sitting down and not doing jack shit, you dumb fucks. Put it in a more elegant way, they're making shit tons of money already on the movie industry, the TV industry, just the entertainment industry alone doubles WB's funding monies by a global amounts of cash. And not forgetting that they own DC fucking Comics. Hell, they practically have their guys just sit down and just shit out nothing but gold half the time. I mean, the WB has ran franchises mostly successful, like, I don't know, the Lethal Weapon series. And let's not forget the last three Christopher Nolan Batman films, which has made trillions of fucking dollars across the board. Why do their developers are sitting there complaining they're not getting enough money when Warner Brothers, all the execs have to do is just pull their pants down and shit down fucking 3 or 4 bricks of fucking gold, and they're complaining about, but we're running out of money. How? How are they running out of fucking money to charge us over the example amounts of fucking shit that should have been on disc? And I'm talking about fucking Goro. And the fact that they can make that money back just by just starting, which, they'll make that money back with the fucking Batman vs. Superman movie that's coming out. They don't need to give us an exorbitant amount of fucking of fucking overpriced shit to make up for any kind of losses, because any of their losses are going to be fucking forgot about by the time their next feature film is put out on a theater. Or the next show is on fucking television. Because guess what? Gotham, that TV show, the ratings are through the fucking roof. Holy fucking shit. Then they got the Flash TV show, the Arrow. Hell, they practically still own CW Network. And guess what else they own? They own the Cartoon Network, the fucking Ted Turner Network, CNN! Yeah, the same guys who are overpricing you for the Mortal Kombat expansion shit and overpricing you on the fucking season pass on fucking CNN! You people that are defending Warner Brothers and saying that their developers are running out of money are fucking dumbasses. Especially you, Grimbachi. You should have known better. From a $1 million company that owns fucking CNN. And most of HBO, by the way. And the Cartoon Network. And DC Comics. And all of the Ted Turner networks as well. As well as Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, that's right. They own Scooby and Shaggy. Because whatever losses they're going to get on these games, they're already going to make it back as soon as the next feature film comes out. Or they make millions of dollars off of whatever feature film comes out. They don't really need to make any kind... They don't even need to even make video games to make money. Just making movies makes the money. Hell, their producers need to sit down and pull their pants up. And, well, you know what else. God, you people are fucking idiots. See ya.